Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Now, I am a card carrying, flag waving, minimalist wallet nut. I love them. I changed over to minimalist wallets probably about 10-15 years ago and I've never looked back. So when Reform got in touch and asked if I'd like to have a look at their wallets, I certainly jumped at the chance. I'd seen them around. There are two, I say two, we're going to have a look at these, but I'd seen them around, and certainly as I always say this, and I hope I'm genuine when I come across when I say this, but whenever a company gets in touch and asks if I'd like to have a look at some of their items, then yeah, always humbled by that. So when I saw them, I had to kind of jump at the chance and like really cool. Oh yeah, no worries. When I was like, yeah, definitely. So we will have. Oh, and actually, no, sorry, that was very rude of me. Beforehand, I'd like to thank Reform for sending these my way. Of course, this being the type of review that it is, these were sent to me free of charge. However, there's no reflection on whether I like them or not. I've not been paid for this content, but as always, I'll make sure that Reform's links are below so that you can see more from them. But yes, for now, let's turn the camera around and take a closer look. So here we have the Reform wallet, or maybe we have two, because like Pokemon, there are two forms of the Reform wallet. Did you like what I did there? So they were good enough to send me both versions. So you have the RE1 and the RE2. So we'll have a look at both of them. They are very similar. In fact, the RE1 has an extra feature that the RE2 doesn't have, but over the last few weeks, probably more than that, over the last month or so, I've actually been testing out the RE2. But yes, so we will have a look at the differences between the two and also how these compare to some other similar wallets. As far as the packaging that it comes in this really nice recycled packaging. It does exactly what it needs to. It just keeps it protected while it's in transit. Here on the front, you can see you have the Reform logo. It gives you a bit of the information on here as well. So designed and tested in Germany, built to last. You do get a warranty with these, and also the material. So this uses the Refine material. I'm just going to open this, or at least turn this over. So the Refine material is a similar material to what is found on some inflatable boats. Now, the inflatable boats that we're talking about here are the type of inflatable boats that you will see a Royal Marines Commando, surge onto a beach, and then they'll all jump out of that. We have seen similar types of material. So a lot of those boats use a Hypalon rubber material, which is a mix of cloth and these different composites. And this is very similar to that. So as far as its strength and durability, the material itself is roughly 10 times stronger than you would get from the same cut of leather. As far as the size of this is concerned, or at least the thickness of this Refine material, it's 0.7 millimeters. So it's without the cards in here. In fact, let's just quickly take these cards out. So here are a few cards. Sorry, I seem to have a bit of a tickly cough today. But with just the cards, or at least without the cards in there, it is incredibly thin. Just to give you some measurements. Now, these will be rough measurements. I will give you the measurements down below. It comes in at about 105 millimeters by 65 millimeters, which in old money is roughly 4 1/8, and it is roughly 2.5 inches. If you're concerned about weight, just don't be. It really does weigh next to nothing. So yeah, so you have this Reform material, very strong. Also, it's waterproof as well. So if you're concerned about getting this wet, it just beads off it. It also has a weft to it as well. So when you stroke it from left to right like this, I don't know if you can see, but you can feel it almost has a slight roughness to it, but when you stroke it this way, it has a different feeling. In fact, if I bring this up to the microphone, you can hear that noise that it makes when you run your finger against it. So it gives it a little bit more of a grip. So if you do have wet hands or oily hands, you need to grab this and it's in your pocket, then you're certainly not going to have any issues getting it out of your pocket. Now, I've already kind of spoilt the surprise here, but it's a very simple and traditional style of wallet. It has this really nice bifold open, and then, as you may have heard then, if I pull these together, there is a nice little click. Again, I'll bring this up to the microphone. So there you get that little snapshot. So on the inside of here, there are some neodymium, however it's pronounced, rare earth magnets, to make sure that it stays closed. And also on the bottom here you can see, so it's almost, what do you call it, heat etched into there. It says it has the Reform logo. Down on the inside, so there are some sections here. I'm guessing this is just to help it to close, but it definitely is what you class as a minimalist wallet. So at the moment I carry about 6 cards, and the way that I have been carrying this is I've had 3 cards in this side, I've had 2 cards in this side, as you see, very minimal kind of bifold wallet, and then on the opposite side, this is where I've kept the bank cards that I've used the most. Usually I would keep my ID on the outside. I don't even know why I haven't done with this one. You could put another card in there if you wanted to. There would make it 7 cards, and then on this side as well, so if I wanted to, I could add another card in here as well. Certainly not have any issues being able to close that. As far as the thickness, when I have 8 cards in there, it's probably just about 11 millimeters, which is in old money just less than half an inch. So yeah, definitely has those minimalist wallet credentials. So that's the RE2, which is the version that I've been carrying, mainly because as far as coins or anything like that goes, I just don't carry anything like that. But that is where the RE1 comes in. So if I unzip this, same material, pretty much the same dimensions. On the outside you have a card slot, so let's put 2 cards into here so you can have the cards that you use the most on the outside. On the inside here again there is another card slot, so let's put another 3 cards into there, fits in perfectly. The main difference comes on the other side of the bifold. Now on this one I could put in some extra cards into here. The big difference with the RE1 is, if you can see, there's almost a fold mark here, and that's where this stops. So if you did try and put another card into here, it won't go all the way in because it stops roughly there. Great for putting money into. You can still put other things in there if you want to, but the main reason that stops there is because when this goes onto its side, and you can access it whether it's closed or not, you can use this little pinch opening so that you pinch it or give it a bit of a helping hand, and then it's a cracking pinch. Are there magnets on there? I think they're just the magnets for the closing, but thinking about it, it will help to keep this shut as well. In fact, let's test that out. Is this magnetic? It is. So the metal bit that goes into this opening, it has the magnets on the outside which helps this to close, but it also helps to keep this closed as well. And then of course, if you want to drop some money in there, you can drop some money in there, you can put your keys in there. Maybe if you've got an air tag, you put an air tag on the inside. So this one, it's a bit of a mix up between the two. If you prefer something where you are just going to be carrying cards, then the Reform RE2 two might possibly be the best for you. Whereas if you'd like to carry just that extra little bit more, put some other things into your wallet that you will need to have this additional section here as well, then the Reform RE1 will probably be for you then instead. So yeah, so they're the two wallets. Now what I'll do is I'll just put this one to the side, mainly because, as you've seen, as far as measurements are concerned, they're pretty much like for like. But what I did have is some other wallets that I could compare these to as well. So the first one, so here is the Reform wallet, and this is the Bifold from Pioneer. If you put them on top of each other, so the Pioneer Carry Bifold is just that extra little bit wider, whereas with the Reform it's just that extra little bit taller. But with the Reform, the footprint is definitely smaller. When you open these up as well, let's open these up. Hopefully again you will see that the Reform on top of the Pioneer Bifold is just that extra little bit smaller as well. And with those magnets, it also means that it snaps shut, whereas this is more of a traditional one, very similar to like a leather style one. It doesn't have any magnets to for that closure. Then we have the Fox wallet, which kind of is a bifold, but I'm really kind of, scraping the bottom of the barrel on this. So this is another German designed and made wallet. Putting them on top of each other, as far as the width is concerned, or at least the width across here, they are roughly the same. Whereas with the Reform, it's ever so slightly taller. It's probably about, say, 15 millimeters taller. The main difference where I say I'm kind of probably cheating with this one is, so the way in which this one works is you just push your cards into it like this. And then that folds over. The main difference being is you just have a piece of elastic that go around your cards, so you can't really organize them or try and decide, this is the card that I use the most, that I want this on top. But I think as far as your minimalist credentials are concerned, this certainly suits anybody that's wanting to get into minimalist wallets. Now, the whole idea behind minimalist wallets is do what you need to do and do it well and not be excessive. And I think these really do hit the spot with that. As far as the design and the material, they're looking at these next level space age materials. In a strange way, it still has a kind of leathery feel to it, but I think that's mainly because there is that texture, there is that weft to it. Certainly when it's in your pocket, it grips in your pocket, so I don't know, I've never found that it's slipped out my pocket. I've never really found that that's happened with any wallets in the past, but I guess with the traction that you get from the material, the neodymium magnets that are in there, and I mean, I'll sing this from the top of the hills. Minimalist wallets really are the future, thinking more about what you're keeping in your wallet, carrying with you on a daily basis. I can reduce my cards down to about 5 or 6 cards, take out all of the receipts, take out all of the junk that I've carried for years, and just have a wallet that needs to do exactly what it needs to do. With that German design that's in here, I think Reform are onto a bit of a winner with this. The wallet space at the moment, I mean, everyone will go, oh no, knives are more interesting, oh no, and bags is pretty cool anyway, but I think the wallet space, all you need to do is go to somewhere like Kickstarter and type in wallets. I think wallets is one of the largest and most competitive kind of arenas that's on there. There were a lot of people doing some very cool things. And yeah, Reform are right up there with them. So again, I'd like to thank Reform for sending this out to me. And of course, all of their links will be below. I think they're affiliate links as well. So if you choose to use those, I get a small kickback to my channel so that I can continue to make content as well. But what do you think about this? Do you like the look of these? Are you a traditional wallet carrier? Have you been thinking about reducing down the size of your wallet? I'd certainly love to hear below, and if you've got any questions, I'm more than happy to help out or give you some advice if you'd like to. So yeah, I'll leave some of my social media links and some of Reform's social media links below as well. But for now, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. I forgot what I was going to say then. I know what I was going to say, but sometimes I forget what I was going to say, or at least there's a part between my brain and my lips that stops me from saying stuff even though I know what I'm going to say. Let's do it again. Shoot. Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Now, I am a card carrying flag